Hello, everybody, and welcome. I have to say thank you so much for being patient because of the technical difficulties tonight. I really appreciate you guys waiting for me. Somehow the system thought I was in Mexico, and I wish. I totally wish I'm at home. So I'm super excited to be here. My name's Patty White-Eye. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm a little flustered. We are doing our Building Beautiful Lives call that we do every Tuesday night, and super excited for our guest tonight. I actually cannot wait to hear her story. So I will introduce her in a second, but if you are a guest on the call, can you please put your first and last name in the comments, because we are going to do a draw for a berry scrub tonight. So maybe if you want to, you can also say who invited you. That would be great. And I'm going to introduce you guys to Heather Thieson. She's been with Monat for 6 years, almost. It'll be on Friday is her 6-year anniversary, which is happy anniversary, girl. That is such a big deal. And she has 2 lovely girls, age 7 and 9. And she is a hairstylist, you guys. She does hair and she's a makeup artist, and she does that for photography. She does it for weddings. I mean, she's highly in demand. She knows her stuff, and she's going to give you her story tonight. So I'm going to let her take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the intro, Patty. So as Patty said, I am a makeup artist and a hairstylist. And I was one of those hairstylists who did not believe in the claims and whatnot. So I've obviously eaten my words, and I'm all the better for it. But I just wanted to share a little bit of kind of where I came from and my story. So and just if you see me looking down, it's because I made notes. I get really passionate about things, and then I talk too much. And so I'm really trying to keep this short and concise. I had a teammate once tease me because it was like, you did a video on time management that's an hour long. So I'm sorry. I'm going to try to keep this, short and sweet for you guys. We really appreciate you giving up some of your time and whatnot to be here. So as Patty said, I have been with the company for 6 years. I actually started the summer of 2016. Before Monat, just to kind of give you a little snapshot of what my life was like, I was a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls. They were 1 and 3 at the time. And I was one of those moms that the age of my kids fell right between the people who were just getting married and the people who had kids in the school system. And so I didn't have a whole lot of friends that had kind of a similar situation as me at that point. And I found that being a stay-at-home mom with these 2 little crazy busy people was just really, really lonely. And I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I was kind of struggling with just being mom all the time. I was still doing hair and makeup on the side, but it was also a recession. And unfortunately, doing makeup and hair tends to be like a luxury add-on service. And so I was not working a whole lot. And so I found that even the thing that kind of brought me so much joy I wasn't really doing anything at that time. And we were also kind of struggling financially as well. My husband was working a corporate job that he hated, and he couldn't quit though, because he was our only kind of lifeline. And we found that we were taking money from our line of credit every single month just to cover our bills. And we kind of sat down, and Ben sat down with me, and he's like, hey, I think we have to talk about you going back to work. And being a stay-at-home mom was never important to me until I was there. And then all of a sudden, the thought of not being there for my kids and not being the one who can volunteer for field trips and be the one who picks them up and that kind of thing, that just broke my heart. And so all of that was kind of happening at once. And then at the same time, I had a girlfriend who was, posting pictures of hair growth and shampoo and this and that. And I was totally cocky, and I was like, well, I can make pretty hair. I don't need that. And then she posted a picture of a man who'd grown his hair back. It had thickened up quite a bit. And I thought, I can't do that. And so my husband has been balding since he was 18 years old. And he always told me if they'd ever found a way to cure balding, he'd be all over that. And so a little voice was in the back of my head, like, you have to check it. You have to see if it works. If it doesn't work, then you can just ignore it and go on. So I bought a bottle retail for him, took a ton of pictures, and I was like, I'm going to prove this wrong. I was 100% sure that I was going to use that 30-day money back guarantee. And then he told me that his hair started growing back. And he told me, like, I'll never forget, we were giving the girls a bath. And he's like, so between you and me, like, I have a lot of new growth on my head. And so I was like, oh my God, like, it works. And so I thought, like, well, if this works, I want to see what it can do for me. And so I signed up as a VIP customer, and I bought my shampoo and my conditioner, and I bought the oil too, because I was really excited to see what that would do for me as well. And that was actually the date that Patty had mentioned. I got all of my products on June 30th. And so my like before and afters and everything is like June 30th. So as of tomorrow's 29th, 2 days. That was like exactly 6 years, but between like when I first started using it myself. And when I had my kids, I was born with naturally curly hair, but my hair got straighter during my pregnancy, to the point where my hair was completely straight and frizzy by the time I had my first daughter. By the time I had my second, there had been no change. And I had been on my own little journey to try to bring my curl back. As you can see, it worked. And it was those blue bottles that did it. And so once I started using them, I used them for about a month and a half. And I turned to Ben and I said, I think I have to sell this. Like, I think that this is something that I have to do, because I don't think I'm ever going to stop talking about how great these products are. And if I could make even like $100, $200, just something that would keep me home with my kids a little bit longer, then I have to try. And so I signed up as a market partner August 1st. And it was the first month that they had announced the Vegas reunion trip. And it was one of those things where I was so sure that I was going to achieve what I set out to do, that I would hear no excuses. And so it was like the email came in and I was like, okay, I'm going to Vegas. And like, I didn't know anything. I didn't have any customers. I remember my mother-in-law called me and she was like, I will be your first customer. And I mean, I could be selling dog food and she would have said that. And so I was like, okay. And so I went for this walk and I was trying to tell her about the products, and I was stumbling over my words and I was going back and forth and I didn't know what I was saying. And I was like, I think it's this. I think it's this amount. And I basically just kind of sold her what I had used, because that's all I knew. I didn't know any of the products or anything. And that was just kind of how I started. And then it just started rolling. And so initially, like I thought, if I can just make like the amount that I'm missing from my makeup company, like the part that I don't have, if I could just bring that in, then I can do this a little bit longer. And so my husband and I, we sat down and we wrote out all the math and we did all the numbers. And he said, okay, like I'll give you until this date. And if you're not making this amount, then you have to get a real job. And I was so hell-bent on not getting a day job that I was like, okay, but I'm not going to. And he's like, okay, like, I understand, like, you're excited about this, but like, you have to promise me. And I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to. And I am happy to say I never got that day job. I've been doing this for 6 years. This company was so much more than I thought it could be. I mean, I set out just to kind of share products that I really love, which I have done over and over and over again. I think I have single-handedly sold about 65 Instant Pots. You name a product, I probably told somebody about it. That's how I've always lived my life. People just know they can trust me because I just tell them what I like. And so when I started with Monat, that's exactly what I was doing. And so much more than just the income and being able to stay with my kids. I have met hundreds of really amazing people. Like, I met Patty last night. We had just like a quick little chat just to kind of talk about how this Zoom was going to go today. And it got to the point where it was like, I don't want to stop talking. Like, we're having such a great time. We could totally just go for coffee and just hang out and chat. And there are so many like-minded people like that in this company. And there's events everywhere. And I mean, like Carrie Lynn on the call, I met through an event. And it's what's more than just doing this business and earning an income and this and that, and like loving your hair and your skin and whatnot. Um, I found these people that they lift me up and they empower me. And I found myself as well. I found something that I'm really excited about and I'm passionate about. And I've always said, even if I don't earn another dime, I don't think I would ever stop talking about Monat, because I love everything they do. The gratitude projects are incredible. I have done a lot of work with a women's abuse shelter in Edmonton, and I'm emotional. I cry about everything. And when you're there and you're like helping these people, we've thrown them Christmas parties, we've had Santa come in and give presents to all the kids who come in. And it feels so good to be able to do that for people. And I'm absolutely one of those people that I want a lot of money in my life just so that I can help others. And so where I see myself, going with Monat and whatnot, for one, I want to trade in my minivan to get a white Cadillac. I've never really cared about cars until I could earn one. And I was like, okay, a white Cadillac, that sounds pretty good. So I want to trade in my car, and I really just want to be able to help as many people as I can, whether it's just to fall in love with their hair or their skincare, to allow them to start their own business and earn their own goals and that kind of thing. If somebody's goal is to go on a trip, I want to see them go on that trip. And I get so excited when people succeed around me. And so it's funny, I don't have a dollar value on my future with Monat, but I just want to see more of it. I want more with Monat. Like I love, they don't make a bad product to start with. My hair has made me just impossibly vain. I can't walk past any shiny surface without checking out my curls, because they're lovely. I've never had hair like this before. Even before the pregnancies, my curl never looked like this. And so I'm a little obsessed. And I mean, I love that I can age backwards while I help everybody else. So that's also a pretty awesome thing. Yeah, like it's, that like step out of the salon feeling when you like walk out and you feel absolutely incredible because your hair is done. Like I get that every time I shower, every time I do my hair, every time I step out my door, I'm like, look at that. Like, yeah, like I did that at home, And even having like the background in hair and makeup and that kind of thing, like there's definitely times where I walk around feeling like a goblin, but there's just something so great about the confidence you get from feeling good. Like my mom's always said, when you look good, you feel good. And I find that people underestimate how much a good hair day or like glowing skin can really make them feel. And I've had people just break down and cry because they're so happy that they went 3 days instead of 2 days between washes because their hair still looks good. And that makes me feel so happy because I know that I had help in that feeling for them, And so that's one of my favorite things. I have gone on multiple trips. I have grown a team. I went on a cruise. I was able to get my husband out of his crappy corporate job. He actually quit his job and started his own business. So he's a contractor now and he's doing what he loves. So we are a house full of entrepreneurs. And I actually have my daughters are 7 and 9, as Patty said now. And Inara, my oldest, I constantly catch her doing live videos in the mirror where she's just like, this makes my hair so soft. And you have to use these products. They're so nice. And I love that because I know that they're watching me be a role model to them, and they're watching me work hard and get my dreams while still being able to be there on the field trips and pick them up from school. And I mean, I was there on the last day of school today at 3 p.m. and took them for ice cream at the end of the day because this job has allowed me that kind of freedom. And freedom looks different for everybody. And being able to have the flexibility to make my own hours, to respond to customers while I'm in line for pickup or whatnot, like that is so huge for me. And so that is one of my favorite parts about this business. And yeah, I mean, that's only I'm a lifer. nobody's getting rid of me. So that is my story. And yeah, I don't know what more I can say. I mean, I work at a boudoir studio now, and I do everyone's hair, and I use the skincare. I use, the moisture products and whatnot on them for hair and makeup. And let me tell you, everyone raves about the smell. They're like, "Oh, that smells really good." I'm like, "Oh, that's my favorite product." And yeah, can't stop, won't stop.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Heather. That's amazing. Your story is, it's so cool to see that you have, I put it in the chat, you have options. Like you have the ability to make the choice of what you want to do with your kids. And during the day, you can shift your work around. So you have
Yes.
that freedom, which is so cool, especially when your kids are little like that.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
okay. Before I hand it over to Aaron, I'm just going to ask again, if anybody on here is a guest, if you could put your name in the chat, and then I'm going to hand it over to Aaron.
Okay, thanks so much, Patty. And I have to tell you, I was so excited when I was out in, gosh, I don't remember where we were, where I saw you again,
Edmonton?
somewhere, Edmonton. Okay, and so because it's like this, you came on, and I knew when I saw you again, I go, this is the person that everybody should meet in Monat. You epitomize one of the reasons why it's so valuable and interesting to join this company and meet different people inside of Monat, because your spirit, your light, your passion, your reason for getting up every day, all of that brings us to a place where it helps us feel like that's why we do this business as well, right? And it just reminds us every day of those things. So I'm really super excited to hear your story and all of that was in it. One of the things that you said that was so interesting, and I want to say this again for all the market partners, and we talk about being a lifer, and I'm a lifer, and there's a lot of lifers on here, and we're not like cultists, okay? We know what life is like with Monat. And the thing that you said that was one of the most interesting things for me is you said, and I want everybody to remember this. Remember whenever you did a job, whenever you were working something, you said, I'm working my business like there are no excuses, because you said, I'm going to go get Vegas. I'm going to show up for my business. I'm going to show up and do my job like there are no excuses. And that's what you did. And that's the kind of business this is, guys. If you have the opportunity to show up like there's no excuses, you have the opportunity. We talk about, Heather talked about being in a recession. Well, the great news when this product, people want to wash their hair in a recession. They want to make themselves feel their best possible when they're not feeling their best possible. And sometimes, and this is why I say this is not a shampoo business. This is about changing people's lives business, because if you can make somebody feel the way they feel when they walk out of that fresh done salon look or whatever it is every single day when they walk out of the shower, that's an incredible feeling. And that's one of the reasons why we want to share this and want to talk to people about it and say, I don't know how you can't be using these products. You know what I mean? And so the other thing I wanted everybody to keep in mind, they're talking about an inflation at this stage, right? This is where everybody on this call, if you don't have a plan to make an additional $5,000 this year, not this month, not this week, not this year, you are going to take a step back in your ability to support the family the way that you've been supporting them, to live your life the way you've been living your life. And whether or not Monat is the option for you, I'm asking everybody to think about that option. What is an option for you? What is your plan? And Monat easily can be one of those solutions. So please reach out to the market partner that invited you here. Have that conversation. Make that risk-free decision to change your life, because you never know where you're going to be. And you won't hear somebody on one of these calls say, oh my God, I can't believe what a terrible decision it was to join Monat. Worst case, you have amazing hair. Best
Yeah.
case, you changed your life. You've got incredible friendships that you never knew you needed in your life. And you've enabled yourself to build the best, beautiful version of the life that you can possibly have. And that's what this business is about. That's why we do this. This is why I want you to think about your life during these calls, help to make that decision and get back to the market partner and do something great and have a great, beautiful life. And I'll hand it back over to Patty.
Okay, hold on one second because I just got a last minute addition to the list. So give me 1 second. I know you can see me, but I'm actually on a different page. Usually I don't work just from my phone, right? So usually I have two things going on here. Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel, but before I do that, I just want to say one thing because I think it's kind of important to say this at this point in time. If you are thinking of joining before the end of this month is a really good thing because we have booster kits right now. So if you join as a market partner before the end of this month, I know the Canadian price is off fairly well off the top of my head. I don't know the US prices as well. But the booster kit alone is worth over $300 Canadian. So you would start with a product pack for $249, and you'll get in that product pack, you'll get about $500 worth of products for you to use yourself. You can get a larger product pack. They come in bigger packs. And my biggest regret was not getting the biggest pack that I could possibly get when I started, because the higher up you go, the bigger discount you get. But then you get this free booster kit on top of it. So you're getting an incredible amount of product for a very low starting amount. And that ends at the end of June. So if you are thinking of it, definitely talk to your market partner about that and ask them to send you some information about Smart Start. Because if you are looking to make that $5,000 extra by the end of the year, your Smart Start is your first 2 months plus, and you can make, I mean, it's about $1,500 for 15 people approximately. It's not exactly, but it's approximately that. So getting some customers, getting a couple of people or 3 people to build a business with you, and you're looking at 4 figures in bonuses. They do that to help you get started quickly and to put some money in your pocket really, really fast. So those 2 things, ask about the kits and ask about Smart Start. So that's all I want to say, because I feel like it's such a good booster kit this month. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to spin the wheel. You guys won't be able to see it, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. It's going to take a second for this to go. All right, so our winner tonight is Catherine. Congratulations. You have won a berry scrub. And if you can tell your market partner to get the address either to me or Erin, and we will get that in the mail to you. And I want to say thank you guys for spending some time with us on a Tuesday night. Thank you so much for being patient with my technical difficulties. And thank you to Heather for sharing her story. And always thank you to Erin for always hosting this for us and giving us an opportunity to get together. We so appreciate it. We're back here next Tuesday. So if you want to, just come and listen again, you're absolutely welcome. That's it. I'm out.
Thanks, guys. See you all next time.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.